Hi everyone. I hope my audio and video is clear to each and every one of you. That's great. So how was your sports day? Nice. Okay, how many of you have taken participation in those sports day activities? Okay. And how many of you won that thing? Anyone who got prizes? Okay. Nice. So in which category? For basketball, volleyball, or what? What sports were you participated in? Badminton. Okay, who is from badminton? Who plays badminton? Okay, that's it. Badminton is one of my favorite sport as well. And do someone plays table tennis?
Yes, sir.
No? Okay, basketball?
Yes, sir.
No? Okay, volleyball? No one? That's great. That's great. And how many of you know how to play chess? That's great. So I can see many of the students are playing chess. That's great. So you know, chess is a game which is improving our mental ability to solve lots and lots of questions. If you are going to play chess, your mind will become slowly sharp. You will be able to do calculations very very quickly. Yes, so do you know this about? Yes. Okay, that's great. So let's get back to the topic. Now, which classes today? Is it NS or PS? Animal tissue, that's great. So you have got the schedule, right? And is there any doubts in plant tissue, anyone? No doubts? Yes. Homework, okay. So, yes, how many of you have done the homework? Nice, I'm very impressed. Okay, show me your homework notebooks. That's great. That's very good. Nice. Okay. That's very good. Okay. So that I'm very happy that you all have done the homework, and everyone clap for yourself for this. And now what you have to do, like you have written all the points in one page, right? Yes or no? So it will be very easy for you to revise when your exams are going to come. Yes? Okay. So the same thing we will be going to do for this chapter as well. Okay. After the end of this chapter, we will do the same thing so that each and every topic will be in a particular page and you will be able to revise that particular topic clearly. Okay. Okay. So let's start with the today's session. So today we are going to start a very new chapter, that is animal tissue. Clear? So today basically we are going to deal with two topics. One will be the introduction to animal's body, and maybe we will be able to discuss the epithelial tissues as well. Then in the further classes we are going to discuss with the connective tissue, muscular tissue, as well as the nervous tissue. Clear? Okay. Now, so today we are going to learn about the types of organ system, different types of tissues in the animal body, and then we are going to discuss about the epithelial tissue, their definitions, types of epithelial tissues, as well as the examples. Clear? Ready, everyone? Okay. Now see, in today's class, this is the kind of chapter in which we need to remember most of the things, right? Like concept is there, but if you are unable to remember the names, if you are unable to remember the examples, then it's of no use. Yes or no?
Yes.
So moreover, this chapter is all about the how well you remember the examples, how well you remember the types of the tissues. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what we are going to do is that we are going to try to learn each and everything in the class only. Okay. And at home, when you're going to revise, it will just feel that you all are revising that things. Okay. So keep in this mind that during this class, we don't have to study only. We have to learn each and everything. Clear? Okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes? That's great. So let's start with the animal's body first. So if I talk about the animal's body, let us talk about the level of organization. Okay, how our body is made. Can anyone describe?
One cells, nervous
By cells. Okay, like let us take our example, the example of human beings. How the human beings are made. What
bones,
is the things inside our body?
cells, sir.
Cells. Okay, and
Bones, muscles,
organs. Yes, and yes, and what other thing? What else we have? We have only cells and bones in our body. Cells, bones, organs in our body. Brain. That will come under the organ, right? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, see. Can I say that? Can I say that our body is made up of cells, right? Obviously. Each and every living's body is made up of cells. Yes or no? Yes. Now, these cells in our body, they make a group and they form the tissue. Yes or no? Sorry. And these tissues are making a group and forming what? They are forming the organ. And finally, we have what? We have the organ system. Yes or no? Do we have an organ system? Is there anyone who is present here don't have the organ system? No, everyone is a human being here.
Yes, sir.
That's great. So all the human beings, basically all the mammals, are having this kind of level of organization. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That means what? We have cells, right? Now cells are considered to be as what? It is a basic structural and the okay. Now forgotten. We have discussed cell like 5 to 6 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Yes, 5 to 6 years ago we have discussed the definition of the cell. Yes or no?
No, sir.
When we have discussed last. Yeah, and see you all have forgotten. So what was the definition of the cell? Exactly. So cells are basically the basic and the fundamental unit of life, right? So I'm just writing basic and fundamental. Will you be able to understand from this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I talk about these cells, so these cells are what? These cells makes particular tissue, right?
Sir.
Let's suppose my skin is made up of certain kind of cells, and that cell is making a group and forming a tissue, right?
Sir.
And that tissue is forming what? The whole organ, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And the whole organ is making an organ system, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That's great. Now tell me that if suppose I need to respire, if suppose I need to respire, will all my body parts do the respiration?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Think about it. Will all my body parts will be involved in respiration? Will all my body parts will be involved in breathing? If suppose I have to digest a food, will each and every part of my body is going to involved in digestion?
No, sir.
Then what will happen? Yes, secretion. Secretion what? Yes, yes, yes. This thing we have discussed in the cell chapter as well. Forgotten. Okay, see. For each and every function, for each and every task, we have a particular organ and an organ system. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So can I say that in human body, division of labor is present?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Sir.
Okay, what? Who is going to make me understand what is division of labor? Division of labor. Who is going to understand me the term division of labor with examples? Yes, with example. Anyone? Yes, no one. Akhil, Sumar, Deepshika, anyone? No one? No one is going to try? No one? Or should I pick the names? Division of labor is very, very easy. Think about it. We have discussed. Think. Remember, like, if suppose that I need to respire, my lungs are going to work, right? If I need to digest, my stomach is going to work. So this is the division of labor, right? Like for a particular function, we have different organs and the organ system in our body, right? The whole body is not involved in the all those things. Yes or no?
Sir.
Yes. Let us talk about your school. So your school has division of labor. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Your headmaster is having another task, your teachers are having another task, the helpers are having different tasks, the security guard is having different tasks. Yes or no? Just imagine if all the tasks should be performed, like if one person is told to do all the tasks, will it be possible to run such a good school? If suppose one person is told that you have to do all the things, you have to teach the students also, you have to manage the students also, you have to work like non-academic work also, so will that be possible for a person to control such a big school?
Only one.
No. So in the same way, if suppose all the cells in our body has to perform all the functions, will our body be able to do all the tasks so efficiently? No. So for this, what we have division of labor. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now how can we define division of labor? Different tasks, different types of tasks or work. We can say different type of task or work is done by different tissues of the body. Yes or no?
Sir.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
That's great. So are you writing? Okay, I'm giving you time to write. Once done, we are going to move forward. Okay, just 2 minutes. I'm just going to do 2 minutes for noting. Done?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Write fast. Written? How many of you have written? Okay, rest are writing. So, okay, I'm going to give you some time. Done, everyone?
Yes,
That's great. So, should I move forward?
sir.
Okay. Now, so here are the diagrams, and these diagrams represents different kinds of organ system in our body, right? Okay, so let us name this diagram. Let's name this diagram as A. Let's name this diagram as B. And let's name this diagram as C. So what is the name of diagram A?
Yes.
Nervous system or circulatory system? Why nervous system? Yes, and the major organ which is involved is the Yes, the major organ which is involved in the nervous system is
Brain.
brain. Exactly. So the image A is basically of the nervous system. So should I write here nervous system?
Yes, sir.
That's great. So let's write here nervous system. And if I talk about this nervous system, so what are the cells? What are the things which are involved in this nervous system? Can you tell me?
Brain.
Yes. So brain is what? Is it a cell or is it an organ?
Organ.
Organ, yes. So brain is an organ. And what kind of tissue it is in this nervous system is involved? Animal tissue? Which one? Which tissue? Unable to understand. Can any one person can say? What? Yes, exactly. Nervous tissue is there. Okay. So which kind of tissue is involved here? Nervous tissue. So let's write here nervous tissue. Okay. Nervous tissue is involved. Yes or no? And what kind of cells are involved in this particular or system? What? What cells? Okay, any one of you. Nerve cells? RBC. Okay. Okay. Who is saying RBC? Okay, RBC who is saying? And can you tell me that how RBC comes under the nervous system? Yes. Now, RBC is a part of which kind of system? RBC is kind of which is a part of which kind of system? Which type of system? Heart. Yes, heart comes under which kind of system? Yes, circulatory system, right? Yes, heart comes under which kind of system? Circulatory system, right? So the cells which will be involved in this system will be what? Nerve cells, exactly. It can be considered, it can be called as nerve cell, or the another name for nerve cells. Do you know that? Yes, neurons. Neurons. So can you see this? First of all, there is a special sorry kind of cells which is known as nerve cells. Now, these nerve cells are basically what? These nerve cells are making the tissues that is known as the nervous tissue. And finally, this nervous tissue is what is making an organ which is known as brain. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can anyone do the same thing for the image B? Which system? Yes, what? Yes, so it's called as muscular system. Yes or no? So let's write here muscular system. Okay. And from which type of tissue this muscular system is made of? Yes, exactly. So we can say that this is made up of muscular tissue or muscle tissue. Yes or no? And what kind of cells is involved in this kind of organ system? Muscle cells. What cells? Muscle cells. Clear? Okay. Now, what about this? Whose image is this? Yours? Yes? Who is this? He's your friend, right? Yes? Okay, that's great. Now, what is the tissue here? Which kind? Sorry, which kind of system we are dealing about here? Skeletal system, exactly. We have the skeletal system. Now, can you name the organ which is present here? Yes, skeletal system. And the main organs here is basically the bones, right? And the cells or the tissues which can be called as bone cells. Yes or no? Yes. See, basically bones can be considered as an organ as well as a tissue, right? So we are not specifying about the organs here. So rather than organs, let us consider bones as a tissue only. Okay. Why? We are going to learn this in the further classes because bones comes under a special type of tissue which is known as connective tissue. Okay. Okay. So we have the skeletal system, we have the bones, we have the bone cells. So can you see that each and every system is made up of a group of cell, and that group of cell is forming the tissue, that tissue is forming the organ, and then finally we have the organ system. Yes or no? This is how our human body is made up of. Now, what about the other animals' body? About the cows, about the buffaloes, about the hen, about penguin? What about them? Which is your favorite animal? Okay, how many of you like dog? Okay, that's great. So let's do one thing. I have a dog, right? You might have heard his noise during the classes. Yes or no? Have you heard those noise? Not in today's class, earlier classes. No one? Okay. So if if you are going to score good in the upcoming bi-weekly test, I am going to show you my dog. I am going to call my dog during the live class and will meet you them, everyone. Okay, done? But the result should be very good. Like we've discussed in the last class. Now, how much percent I need the result? Yes? 100%. Yes or no? I want each and everyone to score how many marks? 100. Yes. If that happens, like the average is of 100, near 100% marks, I'll call my dog during the live class. Okay, everyone? But remember this, you have to score very, very well. Clear? Okay, that's great. So what kind of system will be present in dog? What kind of system will be present in the cat? The similar kind of systems will be present. Yes or no? The cat will also have the nervous tissue. The cat will also have the muscular system. Yes or no? So basically, if we are talking about specifically about the human bodies, we are talking about all that other different kinds of animals simultaneously. Yes or no? That's great. So understood. Is there any doubt still here? Okay. Do anyone wants to note down? Okay, that's great. If anyone wants to note down, I'm giving you time. No, or should I move forward? Forward? Okay, that's great. Now see, we have different types of tissues in our body. How many tissues we have? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. How many tissues? And what are their names? Their names are epithelial tissues, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and okay, that's it. Let's repeat once again. We have 4 types of tissues and they are okay. How many of you have learned this? 3?
Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue.
Okay, I can't hear the voice from girl side. Girls side. Girls side. Girls, be loud. That's great. Now let us discuss the functions of these tissue in just one line, because we are going to discuss all the detailed discussion of these tissues in the classes. So first of all, if I talk about the epithelial tissues, so it is what it is involved in covering the body. Okay, so we can say that it gives protection. Okay, so epithelial tissues is kind of giving protection. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What about the connective tissue? Yes. So makes connection, or we can say connect different body parts. Can we just write like this?
Yes, sir. Between bones.
Connect. Yes.
Between bones, sir.
Yes. In connective tissues, we have blood as well. We have bones also, right? So blood is also connecting different parts of body to different parts, right? Let's suppose blood is connecting legs with the brain. Is it?
Yes, sir.
How? How? See, if brain has to produce any kind of hormones, right? The brain is going to pour that hormone in the blood, and the blood is going to take those hormones towards the legs. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So I can write connect different parts of the body. What about the muscular tissue?
Muscle tissue.
Yes. What about the muscular tissue?
Connects between muscles with bones.
Once again, can you get that answer?
Connects between bones, sir, with muscles.
Nope. Any other definition? Any other function? Just it is having one function only. Okay. Yes. Movement and locomotion. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So should I write here movement and locomotion? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many of you know the difference between movement and locomotion? How many of you know the difference between movement and locomotion? No one? Okay. See, whatever I am doing right now, this is what? This is movement. Okay. This is what?
Movement.
Movement. If I suppose I stand up and I move from one place to the another place, then that will be known as what? That will be known as locomotion. Okay, right?
Sir.
So I'm writing the locomotion part here for you. Like, what is locomotion? Locomotion is basically the movement in which the change of place takes place. Okay, yes or no?
Sir.
The movement in which what is happening? Change of place is happening, right? Change of place is taking place. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
That's great. So do plants locomote?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Have you seen plants running in the field?
No, sir.
Then how you are saying that plants can locomote?
Human beings, sir.
Human beings. Human beings do the locomotions. Plants do this locomotion?
No, sir.
Okay, that's great. And what about the nervous tissue?
Transport, sir.
Yes. Can I say that helps in communication between the body parts?
Yes, sir.
Right? It's kind of telephone, right? If something happens in the hand, that nervous tissue is going to send a signal to the brain. If anything happens in the stomach, that nervous tissue is going to send the signals to the brain. Yes or no? So can I say that helps in communication? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That's great. Helps in communication. Okay. Do you need time to note it down, or should I move forward? Noted, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how many tissues we have? What are their names? Okay. And what is the function of epithelial tissue? Protection. What is the function of connective tissue? That's good. And what is the function of nervous tissue? Yes. And what is the function of muscular tissue? That's great. So I believe everyone has learned this. Okay. So if everybody has learned this, then I would like to call Chandani. Chandani, is she present? That's great. Okay, so let's have Chandani here. Okay, how many types of tissues are present in our body, Chandani?
4 tissues, sir.
Okay, everyone's name is Chandani? Yes, then keep quiet. Okay, what are their names? Yes. Okay, who is prompting the answers from backside? Okay. So, okay, let Chandni speak. I want to hear Chandni's voice only. Okay, yes, Chandni, speak.
Muscular tissues,
Yes.
nervous tissues.
Okay, that's great. That's good. Clap for Chandni. Okay, now let me call. Yes, you can go. You can go back to the place. Next, we can call, have Varun. Varun, is he present? Absent. Okay. Let's have Vignesh. Okay, come. Oh, Vignesh is this boy. Okay. Now, yes, what is the function of muscular tissue, Vignesh? Okay, everyone be quiet. I just want to hear Vignesh. I am able to see the front boy, middle bench. Middle one? Are you speaking something?
Oh, sir.
Then keep your finger on your lips. I should not see the movement of your lips. Okay. Yes, Vignesh. What is the function of nervous tissue?
Momenting and
What is the function of nervous tissue?
connecting between body parts.
Communication between the body parts. Okay. Okay. Go back to your seat. Clap for Vignesh. Let's have. Okay. Do we have Hema Harshita present? Okay. Okay. So tell me about the function of muscular tissue. Yes, everyone's name is Hema, right? What is the function of muscular tissue? Okay. Movement and locomotion. That's great. That's great. Okay. You can go back to your place, Hema. And let's have the last question from Ganesh. Do we have Ganesh? Okay, that's great. So Ganesh is sitting in last bench, I believe. Okay. From okay. Yes, Ganesh. So what is the difference between movement and locomotion? Muscular tissue? What is the difference between movement and locomotion? What is locomotion and movement? Yes, no shouting, no murmuring voice. Please be silent.
What are the movements are?
Yes, like what is the definition? Or how you are going to make me understand what is locomotion? Yes, everyone is Ganesh. Yes, Ganesh. Don't know? Okay, who is going to tell me about the difference between movement and locomotion?
The moving of body parts.
Who is this?
Image.
Okay, yes, Sumer.
Locomotion is the movement of body parts changing from one place to another.
Okay, yes, Ganesh, can you repeat whatever the Sumer has said? Yes, locomotion means what? Since you have came from last bench to the first row, right? You have done the locomotion, yes or no? And whatever you are doing like this, standing here, that is what? That is movement. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, will you forget this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Will you forget this?
No, sir.
That's great. Okay, I'll ask you in the next class. Next class, Ganesh is going to sit in the front bench, okay? Yes. Chalo, get back to your seat. Do remember, in the next class, I need Ganesh to sit in the middle. Okay, front bench, middle seat. Clear? Okay, that's great. Now, let's move on with the another topic. Let's start the epithelial tissue. So, are you all ready for this epithelial tissue? Okay, that's good. Now, in biology, all the words, all the definitions are having some of the meanings, okay? So if I talk about this epithelial tissue also has some meanings. Now, epi means what? In everywhere, whenever you have the word epi in biology, just remember it is saying what? It means outer, or we can say upper. What is the meaning of word epi? Upper. And what is the meaning of thelial? Yes. What is the meaning of thelial? Protection. Then think about it. Yes. What? Hair. Tissue. Okay. The meaning of thelial is tissue. Not that tissue paper, okay? The tissue, TISSU wala tissue. Clear? So we have the thelial means what? The thelial means the tissue. Yes or no? So instead of writing epithelial tissue everywhere, we can just write epithelial as well, right? But since this is a Greek language, the older language, so we are just representing it as epithelial tissue. Clear? So the epithelial means what? The outer tissues. The outer tissues are known as what? They are known as the... That's great. Now let's talk about some of the things about the epithelial tissue. So this epithelial tissue forms the covering of internal and external surface. So we have a covering outside the body, yes or no? See, on the skin, we have a layer of epithelial tissue. On the skin, what we have a layer of epithelial tissue. Yes or no? Okay, everyone, I'm going to give you time to write. First, let me explain. Pen down, everyone. Release your pen. Yes, keep your pen in your notebook and close the notebook. Close it. Close, everyone. Yes, that's great. Now see, suppose that, what about the external lining? Yes, middle one. Close your notebook. You're sitting in the front bench and I am able to see it clearly.
External means outer.
Yes, External means we have the covering in our face, we have the covering on our skin. Yes, the epithelial tissue is providing the protection. It is like we have epithelial tissues on the skin, we have the epithelial tissues on the face, we have the epithelial tissue on the outer portion of the hair. In fact, our nails is also having the epithelial tissue, right? So everywhere externally the epithelial tissue is present. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But what about the external surface? How we are going to understand about the external surface, that where the epithelial tissue is present? External inner surface. See, when we open our mouth, okay, we have what? We have some portions, yes or no? Like this one, inside that we have inside some cheeks, we have this lips, yes or no? So this is also kind of contact with the outer environment, yes? Yes, is it in contact with outer environment?
No, sir.
Yes, you are speaking, the air is going inside. Yes, there is a hole, so it is in contact with the outer environment. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So the whole mouth is also covered by which kind of tissue?
Epithelial tissue.
Inside our nose, what tissue we have?
Epithelial tissue.
Inside our ear canal, what tissue we have?
Epithelial tissue.
Wherever we need the linings, wherever we need the borders, wherever we need, like the surface is there, everywhere, which kind of tissue is present?
Epithelial tissue.
Epithelial tissue. So now understood how it is internal and external, covering the all the parts of our body. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can I say lines the body cavity? Like if we talk about the esophagus, do you know esophagus?
No, sir.
Food pipe.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Food pipe, you don't know?
Yes, sir.
Yes, from where the food enters into the stomach. You don't know that? Okay. Okay, I'll give you the easy term for you. Let's talk about the ear canal. Do you know ear canal?
Sir.
So ear canal is something like this. It is hollow in between. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this ear canal is what? It is also covered by which kind of tissue?
Epithelial tissue.
Epithelial tissue, right?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts till here?
No, sir.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in the glands, we have the glands in our body. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
No, we don't have. How? Who is not having the glands in their body?
Yes, sir.
Which? Who?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't have the glands?
No, sir.
Okay. So each and every one is having the glands. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the glands, the tissue which is majorly present in the glands are the epithelial tissue. Like in the glands, the most abundant tissue from which the gland is made up of is basically the epithelial tissue only. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts till here?
No, sir.
That's great. Now, let's move on. Let's move on with the types of epithelial tissue. So how many types of epithelial tissues we have?
Three types.
Three types?
Two types.
Two types?
One type.
Okay, see. First of all, we are going to discuss the squamous epithelial tissue. Second, we are going to discuss the columnar. Third, we are going to discuss the cuboidal. And the fourth, we are going to discuss the ciliated. And the fifth, we are going to discuss the glandular. So how many tissues we have?
Five.
What are their names?
Squamous tissue.
Squamous epithelial tissue,
Columnar tissue.
glandular tissue, and ciliated epithelial tissue. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you time to write this. I can see some of you are writing. Just write it down. Then we are going to move forward. Written? Okay. The ones who have not written, everyone is written. Anyone who is writing this? Okay. So let's move on. So how many types of tissue, epithelial tissues we have? Five. And so today we are going to discuss all those 5 types of epithelial tissues. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. So before that, can we solve one question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you answer this question? The question says, which of the following helps in the community? A? Okay, that's great. So the correct answer for this question is A. Okay, that's good. Now let's move on with the epithelial tissue. So here, the first one is the squamous epithelial tissue. What is this? What is this? Squamous epithelial tissue. Okay, anyone having any problem in pronunciation of this word? Okay, now see. Can you see the diagram here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, should I zoom it or it's visible to everyone? Should I zoom it? Okay, now see. If I talk about this squamous tissue, how is the structure here? Is it thin or thin? Thin? Yes or no? It's thin? Yes. So squamous tissues are thin. Is it flat or it's flat? Yes or no? Okay. Now the membrane is very delicate. That means the membrane is also very, very thin. Delicate, or we can say thin membrane. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And do you know that the membranes of this squamous tissue is basically what? They are semi-permeable. What they are? Now, do you remember the semi-permeable? What does this semi-permeable means? Yes, alloying substance. Yes, more like alloying substance are the semi-permeable membrane. Allowing some of the substance to enter and exit out of the cell, right?
Yes, sir.
So they are called the semi-permeable membrane. Okay. Now, where does it is located? Okay, before we could discuss the location of this particular squamous tissue, let us discuss their function. So I'm going to tell you the function, and you're going to guess that where these tissues are present. Okay. So see, wherever we need what? Wherever we need the transport of substance. Okay. Wherever we need the transport of substance, there they can be present. Okay. They are what? They are forming the inner lining as well. Inner lining. So where can they present? Can anyone tell me? Mouth?
Yes, sir.
That's great. So it is present in mouth. Inner lining can also be present in esophagus also, right? We need an inner lining in esophagus, yes or no? Nose in also, yes, exactly. Esophagus. Yes, exactly. In eyes also. Now, can I say that the blood vessels also need the lining?
Yes, sir.
Like this, let's suppose this is your blood vessel, and inside this blood vessels, blood flows, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this blood vessels also needs the lining, right? There should be some of the cells which is lined this blood vessels, right?
Yes, sir.
In this, since lining is present, so which kind of epithelial tissue will be involved in lining? Squamous tissue, exactly. So they are also present in blood. So sorry. Blood vessels lining, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the function of lungs? Breathing, respiration, exchange of gases.
Yes, sir.
So that means exchange of gases is taking place. That means what? That means transportation of, yes, transportation is taking place, yes or no? From the alveoli of the lungs, the gases is going into the blood. So in this case also, which kind of tissue, which kind of epithelial tissue will be present? Yes, exactly. So they are present in alveoli as well. Clear? Any doubts still here? Any doubts in simple squamous tissue? That's great. Should I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see. Let's go with the another type of tissue, which is known as the columnar epithelium. Now, what about these? How the cells are looking? If you talk about these cells of these columnar epithelium, how they are looking?
Elongated cells.
Yes,
Elongated cells.
elongated cells. Exactly. So the cells of this columnar tissue is elongated. And can you see any gap between these cells? So they are what? They are very closely. Exactly. And what is the main function of this columnar epithelium? So wherever there is something which is need to be absorbed, something which is need to be secreted, at those places, these columnar tissues are present. So what can be the example of this columnar tissue? Like where can be these columnar tissues be present? Think about it.
Nose.
Nose. Is it like something is absorbed in the nose or something like that? Yes.
Tongue, sir.
Tongue. Okay. The major absorption of the digestive foods takes place in the stomach or a small intestine or not? Yes or no? So can we say the location of this columnar tissue can be in small intestine? Can you find columnar tissue in small intestine or not?
Sir.
That's great. So let's write here small intestine. Okay. Yes or no?
Sir.
Okay. Now let us move forward and let's talk about the more where it will be present. Think about it. Think about it. Think. I need the answers from you. Can you see this diagram?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I talk about the simple columnar epithelium, can you see they're also what they are also present in the digestive tract. They're also present in the stomach. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Clear? So can we write here that the columnar epithelium is present in the in stomach as well?
Yes, sir.
Now, why it is present in stomach? Stomach has to secrete lots and lots of digestive juices. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that's why there also we can have the columnar tissue. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That's great. Any doubts in columnar tissue?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, can we move on with the another type of tissue that is the cuboidal epithelium?
Yes, sir.
So cuboidal epithelium is just like the cubes, and they're also what they're also closely packed. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but they are not involved in absorption and secretion. Rather, what can be the function of cuboidal epithelium? Yes. It is involved in what? It is involved in reabsorption. Where it is involved? Now, like suppose our kidney what? Our kidney do excretion. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So sometimes what happens that our kidney makes mistake. Let's suppose the kidney was throwing something and suddenly the kidney found that okay, this was what? This was an important thing. So kidney will do what? It will reabsorb that thing. Okay. So reabsorption. In reabsorption, which kind of tissue is involved? That is cuboidal epithelium. So can we say that reabsorption is what it is taking place in the kidneys? So cuboidal epithelium can be found in kidneys, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Excretion process.
Yes, we can say that. Like in a particular part, like tubules of the kidney, we can should write what? Tubes of the kidney. More specifically, where they are present in the tubes of the kidneys. Clear? So kidneys is having many types of tubes. They are having PCT, DCT, nephron. They have the collecting duct and all those things, which we are going to learn in higher classes. But just for your knowledge, kidney has many tubes, and each and every tubes is having different kinds of function. So in those tubes, in the kidney, the cuboidal epithelium is present. Yes or no? Clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts still here?
No, sir.
Okay. Now see. We discussed about the columnar epithelium. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And if those columnar epithelium and if those columnar epithelium will be having what? Will be having small cilia like small hair like structures, then these cells will be called as what? They will be called as ciliated epithelium. If these cells are having what? If these cells, if the columnar cells are having cilia on the surface, then the cells will be called as what? Ciliated epithelium. Okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Clear? So, ciliated epithelium bears what? Tiny hairs which are known as
Celia.
cilia. And where they are present in the inner surface of the respiratory tract. They are present inside our trachea. They are present inside our bronchioles. They are present inside our bronchi. Okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
That's great. Any doubts in ciliated epithelium?
No, sir.
Okay. And then we have another one that is glandular epithelium. So glandular epithelium is present where they are present inside the. Since we have the glandular epithelium means what? The epithelial tissue which is present in the gland. So where we can find the glandular epithelium?
Glands.
Glands. And these glandular epitheliums contains what? They contains small vesicles. They contains what? Small bag-like structure which are known as vesicles. And these vesicles contains what? These vesicles contain some secretions. Okay. Glands are going to do what? Glands have to secrete some of the substance, right? So in the glandular epithelium, we have these vesicles which contains what? Which contains secretions. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts still here?
No, sir.
No doubts? All clear?
Yes, sir.
That's great. So let's have this chart and yes.
Can you show?
Okay, sure. Just write it down and then I'm going to give you the chart. Okay. Till then I'm going to. Okay, how many of you know how to solve assertion reason question? Anyone who knows how we can solve assertion reason questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, do you know? Or should I tell you?
Yes, sir.
Because I have given that kind of question in your worksheet. So tell me if you need that I should explain you that question, how to solve, then I'll explain you. If you know that how we can solve those kind of questions, I'll not explain. So how many of you want me to explain how to solve assertion reason questions? Okay, I'll explain. Okay, write it down first. I'm going to explain that. Completed? Okay, that's great. So let's talk about this chart. Squamous epithelial tissue is present where they are present in the lining. Okay, now we have what? In all the epithelial tissue. Can you see this blue lines here? This one, this one, this one, and this one. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this layer is known as what?
Basement membrane.
Basement membrane. And what is the function of this basement membrane? It is providing the protection to the epithelial tissue. Okay,
Yes, sir.
clear?
Yes, sir.
protection to the epithelial tissue. Now, it also helps in what? It also helps in providing the nutrition to the cells of these epithelial tissue. Okay. Also provides nutrition. Clear to everyone? Okay. Now, can you see the ciliated epithelium here? They are present in the respiratory tract and they're also present in the reproductive tract. Now, in the reproductive tract also, we need what? We need the gametes to be flow. Yes or no? We need the gametes movement. Yes or no? So wherever there is the movement is required, we need what? We need ciliated columnar epithelium. Clear? Yes. And simple cuboidal epithelium is present where? In the kidneys. Yes or no? They're also present in our salivary glands. They're also present where? Salivary glands. And now, what about the simple columnar epithelium? So they are present in the digestive tract. Yes or no? In the small intestine. Yes or no? That's great. Now, let's quickly discuss that type of questions. Are you ready? Okay. So let's suppose that there is one question which says what? Which is having two statements. Let's suppose here is an assertion. Okay. And next we have the reason. Now I'm just going to give you an example. Okay. I'm just going to give you an example that how we can solve this type of question. Let's suppose that statement 1, which is assertion, is given that Harsh sir teaches biology. Okay, let's suppose. Now, the reason is given that Harsh sir has studied biology. Okay, so now if someone asks you that why Harsh sir studies biology, why Harsh sir teaches biology, so can you say that Harsh sir teaches biology because he has studied biology? Yes or no? So can you see the assertion and reason are supporting each other? Yes or no? Can you see? If suppose that you are going to write because in between, if you are going to write because in between, are you getting the correct answer like Harsh sir teaches biology because Harsh sir has studied biology? Yes or no? Now let's suppose another option. Let's change it. If this is the case, now in assertion reason, we have some options. How many options we have in assertion reason? See, there are basically 4 to 5 kinds of options in the assertion reason question. So we have like first option says what? That both assertion and reason is true and reason is the correct explanation. So in this case, can we choose this option? Yes. Now, if suppose I have another statement here, okay? If suppose I'm going to have another statement, so just give me 1 second, I'll give the another statement to you as well. So let's have the another statement. Now, if I have the another statement, I'm going to change this statement. See, now the assertion is saying that Harsh sir teaches biology. The reason is what? Harsh sir is a male. Okay. Now, is the information about Harsh sir is correct? Like Harsh sir teaches biology and Harsh sir is a male. Is this information correct? No, the information is correct or not? Like, am I a male? Yes. Harsh sir teaches biology? Yes. But are they related with each other? No. So in this case, we are going to take what? We are going to take another option like both assertion and reason is true. Yes or no? They are true statement. Yes or no? But reason is not the correct explanation. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Reason is not the correct explanation. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And if suppose, then options will have, we have C option which says assertion is true, reason is false. Then we have the another option, D, that is assertion is false, reason is true. Okay. And then we have the last option that both A and are true, false. Both assertion and reason is false. Clear? So the only confusion which you will be going to have in this one, A and B, right? Otherwise, C, D, E is the correct, like very simple options. Yes or no? Sorry. So understood how you are going to solve the assertion and reason questions? So I've included 2 questions in your worksheets. You go and solve these 2 questions and let me know in the next class, were you able to solve these questions or not? Okay. So in the next class, if you are not able to solve those questions, let me know. I'm going to explain those questions to you. Clear? Okay, let's do one last question. And the question says, which of the following is present in the respiratory tract? Columnar? Ciliated. Ciliated, yes. So the option will be none. Exactly. Which kind of tissue we have? Ciliated. That's great. Any doubts anywhere? That's great. So do revise the session and then we are going to meet in the next class, which is on Monday. Yes or no? Till then, bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye everyone. See you in the next class.